Hey there, English speakers, Jesse here. Can you hear me? Let me know in the comments if you can hear me. I'm still kind of getting used to this. So tell me what we have. I'm going to clean this up. Okay, so welcome back to another live English lesson. Welcome. How are you? How was your week? Good? What did you do this week? Tell me. Don't be shy. Tell me. We're all friends here. What did you do this week? What did you do yesterday? You can just talk to the camera, talk to your monitor, talk to me, or write it below. What are you going to do tomorrow? Anyway, I'm doing great. Last week I just did really my normal thing, went out to breakfast earlier today, got all this ready, came here to have a lesson with you. So welcome, and we're going to be studying adverbs today. Adverbs, yes, adverbs. And adverbs can be very exciting. So we're going to study adverbs. We're going to study 6 different types of adverbs today. And yes, 6. I'm going to give you assignments. I'm going to give you homework. I'm going to give you ways to practice. And then I'm going to take your questions. So if you have any questions along the way, be sure you write those down. And at the end of the lesson, I'm going to answer any of your questions about adverbs, about English in general, or about life. Anything you want. Okay, so I'm curious, where are you listening from? Where do you live? Where are you listening from? You can let me know below. Okay, let's get started. I am using a new platform called Prezi. So maybe some of you are familiar with it, maybe not. If you're familiar with it, maybe you can help me. Maybe not. But let's get started, shall we? Adverbs. We're going to be talking about, as I said, 6 different categories of adverbs. Let me tell you also, let's bring me back up on the camera. Let me tell you first, you saw 6 different categories of adverbs, and that could make you go crazy. 6 different categories. How am I going to remember and study and learn all of those? You don't have to. Just understand that adverbs really describe or modify or describe what a verb is doing. So they just help clarify verbs. They help clarify the action that's going on in a sentence. So just know that, and I'm going to give you examples for all of these. Let's do it. So we have first, adverbs of manner. Adverbs of manner tell how somebody does something. We're going to look at examples later. Next, we have adverbs of frequency, which tells how often something happens. We had adverbs of time, which say when something happens. Adverbs of degree, which tell how much of something happens, like a little, a lot, a bit, almost, nearly. You get the idea. Sentence adverbs, which this could make you be a little confusing. It may be the first time you've seen this. Don't worry about it. We'll look at examples later. But they make comments about the situation. Again, to modify a sentence. And then the all infamous other. These are the adverbs and the types of adverbs we're going to be looking at. Let's see if we can make this a little better. So, let's look, well, first, let's look at adverbs of manner. They're normally indicated by the ly suffix. Suffix just means the ending. So, adjectives describe a noun, like the cheetah is quick, the cheetah is fast. The noun is the cheetah, fast describes the cheetah, quick describes the cheetah. But if you want to describe how the cheetah runs quickly. Quickly describes the verb. Runs quickly. If you describe a verb, have the ly on the back of the adjective. And it normally goes after the verb, as you can see. So what does that mean? Good question. Let's take a look at an example. I want you to see if you can look at the context and fill in the blank. I read so it takes me such a long time to finish a book. I read so, if you said slow, no. Good try, but no. Read is the verb. The adverb comes after the verb. I read so slowly. You see the ly is used on the back of slow. Let's look at some examples of what adverbs are. You see the adjective quick. If you put an ly on the end, it's quickly. It describes the verb. Look at these examples. And the purple here show some exceptions. So whereas the top in the blue, you have quick is the adjective, the adverb is quickly. Bad is the adjective, the adverb badly. Beautiful to beautifully. Slow, slowly, etc. There are some exceptions. And in most English books, if you have an English book that you're studying, it will show you the exceptions, many more exceptions. We don't say fastly. A cheetah runs quickly. A cheetah also runs very fast. So fast is an exception. Well is an exception because good is the adjective. This meal is good, but you cook well. Cook is the verb, you cook well. Because well describes the verb. Good describes the noun. And hard, we don't say hardly for something that's hard. I studied so hardly. That's not what you want to say if you did it something a lot. We're going to explain what hardly is later. But I'll give you a minute to write these down because I'm going to want you to do an assignment. So it's 9 minutes after the hour right now. I'm going to give you until 10 to take a pencil and write these down. Okay, now I'm going to want you to write a sentence for each of these adverbs. And you can either do it for yourself or you can write a comment in the box below whenever you watch the video. And we can correct it for you. For example, Michael Phelps swims, the verb, so quickly that he just won another gold medal. It's Olympic season. This is what I want you to do. I want you to write a sentence for each of these adverbs. That's homework assignment number 1. Let's move on. Adverbs of frequency tells how often something happens, whereas adverbs of manner go after the verb. Adverbs of frequency go before the main verb or after to be. Let's take a look at an example. I want you to fill in the blank for you. What do you think would go here? I drink water when I first wake up. For me, I always drink water when I first wake up. It's very healthy, a very good practice to do. You should too. How often do you drink water when you first wake up? Always, sometimes, usually, never. These are adverbs of frequency, and they go before the main verb. If you don't know these, get a pencil and pen and paper, and I'll give you 2 minutes to write all of these down. I put these kind of in order from always to never, based on the frequency that they happen. So it's 12 minutes after now. I'll give you 2 minutes. At 14, come back and I'll continue. So take a pencil, paper, write these down. Okay, now that should be enough time. If it's not, then you can pause the video. But I want to know, here's homework assignment number 2. How often do you do these things? I want you to use these adverbs of frequency, and I want you to write down. It's always important to write these down. But adverbs of frequency, how often do you exercise? How often do you cook? How often do you watch the news? How often do you go to the movie theater? Or, as our friends across the pond in Great Britain, who used to be a part of the EU, would say, how often do you go to the cinema? In a better accent than that. How often do you study English? How often do you go on dates? The answer could be not enough. The answer could be too much, and you should use more time studying English. Just kidding. How often do you go shopping? How often do you drive a car? So note some of these are called collocations, which means, for example, go shopping. Go shopping, the verb go almost always goes with shopping, unless you have do the shopping. But how often do you go shopping? We don't make shopping. We don't have shopping. We go shopping. We go on dates. Go to the movie theaters. You can do an exercise. But anyway, write these down, these verbs and these actions. I want to know how often you do these actions. Write these down. Write one sentence with each of these. For example, I normally exercise every morning. Normally is the adverb of frequency, and I normally exercise every morning. Maybe not 100% as a rule, but I normally exercise every morning. How about you? How often do you exercise? These are adverbs of frequency. Note they also could go after the to be verb. So going back here, I am always tired at night. I am normally hungry in the morning when I wake up. Okay, so the to be, he is never on time. He is always late. The to be is, am, are goes before the adverb of frequency. Next, adverbs of time say when something happens, and it normally goes at the beginning. It can go at the end of a sentence, depending on the emphasis of the sentence. That was probably unnecessary, but let's continue. I'll be finished when? I'll be finished soon. I'll be finished tomorrow. I'll be finished yesterday. Oh no, we can't have I'll be finished yesterday because this is the future. How about this? My friend called me. When did your friend call you? You tell me. When did your friend call you? This is the past. My friend called me last night. It was great because we haven't talked in a while. That means for a long time. So these types of things are adverbs of time. Again, don't get frustrated by the name adverb of time, adverb of frequency, adverb of manner. The most important thing is to practice and to use them correctly in sentences. That's why I'm giving you these examples and assignments. These are examples of time expressions that we use. As we said, soon, last night, yesterday, last year, tomorrow, in 3 years. I have a question. In 3 years, is that talking about the past or the future? Yeah. In 3 years is talking about the future. Something will happen in 3 years. So I will be living in Spain in 3 years. I will have this job in 3 years as a goal. Okay? Goal setting is so important. So you tell me about a goal you have in your life. This is a homework assignment. What are we on? 3, 4? I forget. You have a lot of homework. Don't worry. This is good for your English. And this is good for your life. Tell me about a goal in your life. When did you accomplish your last goal? Did you have a last goal? When will you accomplish your next goal? Do you have a next goal? If you don't have a next goal, you should, because it's a good way to keep moving forward, to keep going forward. Despite obstacles, despite difficulties, having goals, move forward, continue, and having goals helps you see and go to the next step. And don't just think it, ink it, write it down, put it somewhere where you can see it on a regular basis. Put it on a bathroom mirror. Put it next to your bed when you wake up. You see the goal. In 1 year, I'm going to... In 6 months, I will... Goal setting is very important. Let's continue. This is your homework assignment for adverbs of time. Adverbs of degree, how much of something happens. So these are your words like a little, a lot, much, nearly, almost. Okay? How much of something. It's very important to know whether, countable or uncountable nouns too. But these are for adverbs. These are for actions. They're describing a verb. And a little bit, a lot, much go after the verb. Almost goes before. I almost died when I nearly fell off of the cliff. How morbid. Let's look at an example. He trains so, which is why he's improving so quickly. What would you put here? He trains so much. And then we see after the to be verb, I'm almost finished, and before the main verb. I'm almost finished. Almost goes before the main verb. And after the to be verb, I'm almost finished my homework, and then I can watch TV. These are adverbs of degree, in case you need to know. But it's most important to know how they work in sentences and what they mean. Sentence adverbs, they make a comment about a situation. Don't worry, I'm going to give you examples. Words like ideally. Let me give you an example. Ideally, everybody would use logic and reason to form their opinion. These go in the beginning of a sentence, usually. Another one, traditionally, generally, fortunately, unfortunately, theoretically, and etc. These go at the beginning of a sentence, but more specifically, they go in the beginning of an idea. So they could come in the middle of a sentence, but before an idea. For example, I talked to Zach yesterday. I talked to Zach yesterday, and he's not very logical when he talks. But ideally, everybody would use logic and reason to form their opinion. It goes before an idea. These are sentence adverbs. I want you to write a sentence using each of these. So write these down, or any other ones that would fall under etc. Finally, and then I'll give you your main homework assignment that I want you to do, and then we'll take your questions. Are you ready? These, and as we usually saw, most adverbs go before the main verb. Well, the adverbs of manner go after, but many of the others go before. These go before. Words like only, just, probably, also, they normally go before. For example, I just heard the news. Congratulations. You could have, I heard the news. Congratulations. Adverbs are important to specify, to make what you're talking about a little more specific. I just heard the news. I heard the news. When did you hear the news? Just now. Just a few minutes before. I just heard the news. I probably won't go to the cinema tonight because I'm too tired. I probably won't go. The negative won't and the verb go. These are examples that come in other. Now, your final practice. I'm going to give you a list of words. I'm going to give you 9 words. I want you to write one sentence, at least one sentence for each verb, each expression. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to write these down. It's 27 now, 27 minutes past the hour. At 29, we're going to come back and continue. So write down your words, write down these words, and for homework, write down a sentence using each of these. See you in 29. Okay, I hope you have these written down. And maybe you've even started writing sentences for each of these. Be sure you know where to put them. These are adverbs. I hope you've enjoyed them. Now, let's go back. You're going to see me. And let's get to your questions. But before that, I hope you, I don't know, maybe I've explained these well enough. Explained well enough. Notice I didn't say good enough because explained is a verb. But hopefully I've explained these well enough. But if you have any questions about the lesson, write those below. Any example sentences, write those below. I forgot to tell you that this week I've also been working on and almost finished a new video lesson, a new pre-recorded video lesson. It should be coming up this week, so make sure you subscribe to see that. It's a speaking tip, a small detail speaking tip that can help you a lot and give you good opportunity to practice every day on your own, by yourself. A speaking tip that will help you be able to study and practice walking down the street or at home, when you're cooking, when you're cleaning, when you're watching TV. I'm going to give you a speaking tip to help you practice by yourself. So look for that probably in about 2 days, on Friday. Look for it on Friday. Besides that, let's look at our questions. So, looking at the questions. Will you be doing these every week? Yes, I will. I'll be doing these every week, and unless something strange happens, I'm going to be looking to do these every Wednesday. So you can set your schedule to it. Where are you from? I'm from Pennsylvania, which is in the United States. It's right between New York and Washington, D.C. It's right in the middle. Everyone knows New York, everyone knows Washington, D.C. Pennsylvania is right in the middle, and I'm on the Philadelphia side of Pennsylvania. But I live in Spain now. I live in Seville, Spain. But thank you for those. Look for my video on Friday. Subscribe. Let me know Jesse_Galaxy on Twitter. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.